Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Rom English Podcast. I'm Michael, 24, and if you're anything like me, you are probably listening to this when you should be tackling something far more important.
And I'm Jennifer, 26. Mike is absolutely right. Today, we are diving into the biggest enemy of productivity, procrastination. Our topic is Beat Procrastination, 3 Simple Steps to Start Now.
I used to think procrastination was just laziness. I constantly blamed myself. Why don't I have the discipline that other people have?
That is the core misconception, Mike. Procrastination is not laziness. It is purely an issue of emotional regulation. We procrastinate to avoid discomfort, like boredom, feeling overwhelmed, or the fear of failure when facing a task. We avoid the feelings, not the work itself.
Wow, that's a scientific way to put it. I remember when I had a huge English presentation due. I cleaned the house, I washed my car, I learned to cook. I did absolutely everything except prepare the presentation for a whole week.
And what was the emotional cost?
Guilt and stress. That nagging feeling ruined my entire day.
Exactly. This episode won't demand willpower or self-punishment. We are giving you 3 simple steps based on behavioral science to switch from thinking to doing immediately. Get ready to turn procrastination into pure momentum.
Since procrastination is an emotional problem, we need to change that emotion. The answer is step 1, the most critical step to defeating procrastination. Shatter the problem, the atomic start. The atomic start. How small is small, Jen? I worry that breaking it down will become yet another task to procrastinate on.
Great point. You break it down to the level where your brain feels zero resistance. Mike, think of a massive brick wall. Your brain says, impossible. But what if you only see the smallest brick at the base?
If it's just one brick, touching it is easy, right?
Precisely. The goal is to reduce friction so that starting is easier than finding an excuse. When friction is low, you don't deplete your willpower, which is a limited resource.
The 2-minute rule technique.
This is the most famous strategy to defeat procrastination. Extended principle. If the task is large, like a 3-hour report or studying a chapter, just commit to the first action that takes less than 2 minutes.
Give me an example. I'm procrastinating on writing a 30-page report. What should I think?
Instead of, I have to write the entire report, you think, I will open the Google Docs file. That takes 5 seconds. Or, I will type the title and the date.
I understand. Typing the title doesn't trigger stress about content or complexity. It's mechanical. Once the document is open, I've won the first 5-second victory.
That's hacking your brain. Instead of, I have to master this whole grammar chapter, you just think, I will open the English textbook to page 45. That's the initial win. You leverage the principle that completing the smallest action starts a chain reaction.
2. The task chunking technique.
This technique demands absolute specificity. Principle: break the large task into atomic tasks. The task name must be a specific action verb, not a vague noun.
So instead of studying English, too vague, what do I write down?
Studying English becomes listen to one podcast segment for 5 minutes. Write 1 sentence about what you learned. Look up 5 new words. Set a 25-minute Pomodoro timer.
Fantastic. It's measurable and actionable. Replacing study with listen for 5 minutes makes the task feel finite and manageable.
Remember, the goal of step 1 is to start, not to finish. Your brain follows the principle of inertia. An object in motion is harder to stop. You just need to initiate that first movement.
So the atomic start is reduce the emotional discomfort by shrinking the task to an irresistible level. It's a psychological trick, not a feat of strength. Step 1 helped me start, but Jen, how do I make that initial start a reflex instead of relying on willpower every single day? Willpower fails me easily.
That's where step 2, create a habit anchor, comes in. You don't need willpower, you need an automatic switch. We use habit stacking to automate the starting process. Think of a habit as a chain. Once the chain is formed, executing the next action becomes the norm. 1. Identify your current anchor. The anchor is a habit you already perform daily without thinking. It must have a fixed frequency and a fixed location.
My strongest habits are making a cup of coffee and checking emails when I get to the office. They happen automatically.
Excellent. Use making coffee as the anchor for a morning task. Never waste an automatic habit.
2. The after I formula.
We attach your new task, example, studying English vocabulary, to that anchor using a simple, detailed, and unambiguous formula. Formula. After I, current habit, I will, new 2-minute action.
If I'm procrastinating vocabulary, I'll set the formula as, after I finish making my coffee and sit down, I will study 5 new vocabulary words. I'm making the new task the next segment of an existing behavior.
Precisely. You don't need willpower to remember to study. Your brain automatically links the end of the coffee-making cue with the next action. This reflex chain means when the cue appears, the action must be executed.
My mistake before was, after I eat dinner, I will study. Too vague. After dinner, my phone takes over.
Right. The formula must be specific. After I finish brushing my teeth, I will read 1 page of my English book before bed. It links the new action to an existing non-negotiable habit.
3. Environmental cue.
To maximize habit stacking, your environment must be compulsory. Principle. Set up the environment for easy action. Place the tools where you perform the anchor action.
If my anchor is coffee, I will place my English grammar book right next to the coffee maker. That visual cue makes it impossible to forget. If I don't put it there, I head straight to the sofa to scroll online.
Let's get creative. If you procrastinate on morning exercise, sleep in your workout clothes. If you procrastinate on cleaning your desk, place the cleaning cloth right on the monitor screen before you shut down the night before.
So step 2 is about design. Designing a logical sequence in the brain and designing a physical environment that blocks procrastination. I've turned the old habit into a launch pad. This is the automation key.
All right, Michael, we can start smoothly, step 1, and automate the beginning, step 2. But here's the final hurdle. Once you're seated, how do you overcome the mental resistance against a difficult task? Your brain still screams, too hard, give up. That's why we need step 3, the guilt-free timer.
I was thinking of the 25-minute Pomodoro technique, but honestly, 25 minutes of continuous focus is often too much. It still causes initial discomfort.
Exactly. 25 minutes is a big commitment. We're using a simplified version, the 5-minute commitment.
1. The 5-minute commitment.
This is the most effective brain hack. Principle. Promise yourself you only need to work on the task for exactly 5 minutes. Psychology of threat. Your brain is far more likely to agree to 5 minutes than 1 hour. It's a non-threatening amount of time. You're telling your brain, this is just a quick test, not a battle.
So I set a 5-minute timer. If after 5 minutes I still hate the task, I'm allowed to stop without feeling guilty. I have the right to get up and play a game.
100% correct. This is key. You must grant yourself the absolute right to stop. Because, Mike, once you overcome inertia and start, a miracle happens.
What miracle?
Your brain automatically says, well, I might as well do another 5 minutes. I've already opened the file anyway. That's momentum. Once the snowball is rolling, it's hard to stop. Momentum defeats procrastination.
2. The get it done mindset.
These 5 minutes are about psychology, not productivity. Principle. The goal of the 5 minutes is to deal with the resistance. It's proving to yourself that the task isn't as scary as you thought.
I understand. 5 minutes is to break the psychological barrier. Suppose I have to study a difficult grammar lesson. In those 5 minutes, I only need to read out loud 3 example sentences.
Excellent. By reading those 3 example sentences, your brain realizes, oh, this isn't going to kill me. The initial feeling of being overwhelmed decreases. This is the difference between thinking about the work, which causes stress, and doing the work, which is often less stressful.
We often overestimate the difficulty of starting. This technique makes starting as easy as possible.
3. The self-reward. To solidify this habit, we must close the habit loop with a reward. Principle. Even if you stop after 5 minutes, reward yourself for starting. You are training your brain, starting equals good feeling.
So if I managed 5 minutes of study, I deserve a 1-minute deep breathing break, or I watch one cat video on YouTube. I acknowledge my effort.
That's right. But be careful with procrastination-inducing rewards. Good reward: 1 minute of stretching, a nice sip of water, or positive affirmation. Bad reward: opening social media or playing games. These break your momentum. Make starting your only victory. By applying this guilt-free 5-minute rule, you break the procrastination cycle and build unstoppable momentum.
Goal: apply the 3 steps to Michael's specific situation, learning video editing in the evening. Michael, Jen has a real-life problem many listeners face, learning a new skill in the evening. My goal is video editing. After dinner, I know I should practice, but I think an hour-long tutorial plus practice too long, overwhelmed feeling. I negotiate. Jen, I have a real-life problem many listeners face, learning a new skill in the evening. My goal is video editing. After dinner, I know I should practice, but I think an hour-long tutorial plus practice too long. I negotiate. I'll watch one fun YouTube video first. One video turns into scrolling, games, movies. Evening gone. Guilt follows.
That is the procrastination loop, Michael. Avoiding initial discomfort by seeking immediate gratification. Let's fix this. Step 1. Shatter the problem. Your task is learning video editing. What is the smallest action under 2 minutes?
The smallest action is clicking on the first tutorial file.
You've reduced the friction from study for 2 hours to click a mouse button for 2 seconds. That's the first win.
My procrastination starts right after finishing dinner and washing the dishes. I grab my phone immediately. What's my anchor?
The anchor is washing the dishes is done. Formula: after I finish washing the dishes, I will new 2-minute action. To fight the phone temptation, set the environment. Place your laptop with the editing software already open right on the dining table.
I see. After I finish washing the dishes, I will sit down at the dining table and click on the tutorial file. I must do this before touching my phone. Okay, I've clicked the file, but what if after 5 minutes I get bored?
Activate the guilt-free 5-minute timer. Promise yourself only 5 minutes, no more. You don't need to finish a technique, just tolerate the 5 minutes.
What should I do during those 5 minutes?
Do anything related to learning. Watch 1 minute of the tutorial or just cut one clip. The goal is to create momentum. Once you've started, you'll think, I might as well do another 5 minutes.
I see. If I manage 5 minutes, I have won, even if I stop. No more guilt.
That is the power of defeating procrastination with simplicity. All right, Michael, we've decoded procrastination and provided practical strategies. Now let's summarize.
Fantastic. I feel much more excited and I don't feel guilty anymore. I know I just need the right strategy.
Exactly. Let's recap the 3 simple steps to transition from stuck to moving forward.
Step 1. Shatter the problem. The atomic start. Principle: minimize friction. Shrink the task to an action under 2 minutes. Example: open the document.
Step 2. Create a habit anchor. Principle: automate starting. Attach the new task to an existing habit. Formula: after I, old habit, I will, new 2-minute action. Example: after I brush my teeth, I will read 1 page.
And step 3. Use the guilt-free 5-minute timer. Principle: break mental resistance by committing to exactly 5 minutes. Goal: create momentum. You are allowed to stop without guilt.
Wonderful. By applying these steps, you replace the procrastination loop with the progress loop. Every small victory builds self-confidence.
That is the Rom English Podcast promise. Never feel intimidated by big goals again. Just focus on the small steps.
And here is the Rom English challenge for all listeners. Choose one small task you've been putting off for 3 days. Apply all 3 steps today and share with us the smallest action under 2 minutes you took to start.
Let's make procrastination history. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next episode.